Hey there, water signs, and welcome to the middle of August. Let's see what the universe wants you to know. Showing so we've got stillness, transformation, and knowledge. So it's really showing a trajectory towards opening up again, perhaps. Let's see what flows on. Carrying some weight, finding a sense of resolution, and then sitting in more embodied energy. So that's a really nice trajectory from that stillness. And the transformations around finding your strength. And then we've got the Nine of Wands, so it's a bit of a just a bit of a slog at the moment, I think, but you're almost on the home stretch. And then the Three of Wands showing some new vision that might arise. With that knowledge coming in, we've got the Six of Swords, so it's like some problems or troubled waters that you've been in might start clearing up. And beautiful, you're going to find, it's that fulfillment after troubled times. So both of those are showing, if you are worried about something at the moment, that it is going to work out. And then you'll be sitting in a sort of a stronger position with the Justice card there, finding some balance as well. Awesome so far. You're showing up really strong, water signs. There has been a period of stillness. In this image, we've got a woman who's staring at her own reflection. So I think it's been a highly reflective time. That can, I think, sometimes feel like stagnation perhaps, but it hasn't been. And it might feel like stagnation because you have potentially been holding a lot of weight, either emotional weight, worry, mental kind of weight, trying to kind of solve something on home front, material sort of way. But there's sort of a progression here that's in your favor, where there has been some victory and things starting to break through. Sometimes breakthrough doesn't always feel like victory though. Sometimes it can feel like more breakdown. But this is showing there's definitely a positive undercurrent, or a kind of an intelligent function behind what's happening. You might not be able to see it yet, but there's victory, and just keep doing what you're doing. I think you're really on the right track. And in the meantime, Empress card has been showing, really try and still feel the abundance that's around you, and just know that more's coming. It's a very beautiful card. It's a bit counterintuitive. Often we think we have to scramble and rush towards things, whereas this is showing let it come to you. I think you've done a lot of the problem solving, and there is this waterfall here which is showing that there's just a never-ending supply of potential that's coming to you. You just got to stay receptive to it, and sometimes enjoying the day-to-day and letting yourself be in your body more and your own natural pleasure. It's only going to help bring more of that into your life. The present moment, there's transformation. We've got a figure here with the old butterfly. It looks like a bit of a Venus image too, which does really match up. This card's ruled by Venus as well. So Venus is all about getting out of your own way and letting shifts and changes and metamorphoses that need to happen. With the Strength card underneath, it's sort of speaking to that journey of self-acceptance and self-love and self-worth as a result of that. So it's about really digging deep and finding your grit, your strength, but not only that, it's about finding the ability to unconditionally love all parts of you. Tall order, big job, but it's only going to set you free and release more of your gifts, more of your potential, and help you problem solve your way through some of this journeying that you're doing. So really let yourself express as you need to express in the moment. Ask for help when you need to ask for help. And yeah, you don't have to hold it all in. I think this transformation is about a blooming outward kind of energy. And sometimes that's about letting yourself receive as well. And there might be some shame around that. So try and love that shame. That shame did hold you together maybe at one point, but it's not needed anymore. The Nine of Wands is showing it's been a hard slog. There's a bit of a wounded warrior kind of energy. So he's standing there, he's got a bandage on his head, so he's been knocked around a bit. And it's kind of a bit of a like, oh, how much longer? So hang in there. It's about staying disciplined and just doing what you can to just do that tiny little bit more each day. So, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there. It's always better than just folding in and giving up. So yeah, keep that progression going. You might be craving some new inspiration at the moment, some new vision, and it is coming. So the Three of Wands is showing there is more doors opening, but it is a bit of a card of sometimes waiting for them to open rather than being a little bit more proactive about it. So I know you've got a lot on, and there's still some you know, movement happening, transformation happening, but this is also encouraging you to keep asking yourself the right questions, you know, like what do I want to be next? So rather than the journey just feeling like this meaningless, never-ending problem solving, it's about, hey, what do you actually want to transform it into? So it has more ongoing, supportive, sustainable meaning for you and purpose and magic. So it's a great card to have there. There is a sense of hesitation here, as you can see, standing on the hill, looking out. So be a little bit more engaged in that process. I think that's what it's asking you to do. Through that, you're going to rise above this forest entanglement that you've been in, and you're going to see things clearer, and there's going to be a new influx of perspective and information and more opportunities. It might be like a new study opportunity, new job opportunity. Might even just be landing in a new area with housing. Whatever it is, it's going to feel like an elevation and not a degradation, which is great. I speak highly of that because we've got the Six of Swords, which is showing movement through some troubled waters. And the guidance with this card is really about just making sure that your life's organized. And that's the part you have to do. The rest of it's being in the right place at the right time, which is out of your hands. So it's just letting yourself just kind of, you know, tie up things, put things in the right place, have things ready for good things to happen, and then moving through those troubled waters will be just a natural, intelligent progression from that. But it's going to be largely sort of a co-creation between you and the universe. You don't have to feel like it's just you having to spearhead all that. So your job is to just keep things in balance and organized and ready for good things to happen. And then we've got this beautiful Ten of Cups here, which is showing a happy ever after. Sounds cheesy, I know, but you know, there's not many cards in the whole deck like this. So let yourself, when I say happy ever after, what comes up for you, you know? Is it suspicion, skepticism? Is it like, fuck yeah, keen? And what is that keen? What does it look like? What is the feeling of that for you? Is it more security, safety? Is it more inspiration and risk-taking, healthy risk-taking? Is it just more time for yourself? You know, is it love? Is it more deep connection? So let yourself dream a bit with that. Coming off that, I feel like there's going to be, with this Justice card, just some big decisions that you're going to have to make, and some agreements you're going to have to make, and maybe some contracts to sign and that sort of thing. So yeah, just be prepared for that. And that's what I mean by, with this card, being organized. So sometimes that is just making sure you're not burning the candle at both ends. You're not getting trapped in vices that drain you, like, you know, too much phone usage or watching too many TV shows to try and avoid life. So if you're organized, you're going to get to this point and you'll be ready to just intuitively make the right decisions for yourself and your family and your loved ones and whoever else is around you. So be prepared for some adjustment, but it's going to be positive. Let's see what more can be found. So with that Strength card, we've got the Prince of Cups. So it is about letting yourself move forward in a more of a heartfelt space. So I feel like it is connecting with others a bit more and letting yourself be seen. This is the card of the poet, so there is a bit of a show-off energy to it. So how does that fit for you in terms of self-worth and letting yourself express more? Can you be more open, essentially, with others around you? I think you can, and I think you want to. Of course, can't trust everyone, but with the ones you can trust, be more open. With that Nine of Wands and we've got the Eight of Cups here, which is very much a card of a change in direction. And so I feel like it's saying don't lose focus and don't get caught up in the fact that you're tired and exhausted and still wondering about big things, still kind of going, what's next, what's next, what's next? So this card is saying, you know, stay focused and grounded and try not, even though there's a dip in maybe inspiration or a dip in, you know, your meaning or purpose at the moment, doesn't mean it's always going to be there. It's just a dip, and it could be a symptom of fatigue, okay, all the decisions you've been making lately. So yeah, just be aware of that. There might be more of a cosmic shift, or with this transformation energy, you might lose interest in something, and that's okay. Just let that be there and see what comes after that. I'm not getting a strong feeling that you're going to totally shoot off in a new direction, but at the same time, I'm not getting a feeling that everything's going to stay the same either. So just stay grounded and focused and see what comes up with that energy. With that Three of Wands, yeah, so there's a bit of a hesitation energy with that, like I said, and then now we've got the Knight of Wands, which is very much about being more of a firecracker. So letting yourself be a bit more bold in terms of this transformation that's going to happen. It might be asking you to take some healthy risks and be a little bit more enthusiastic, essentially. Somehow you got to dig deep for that. And with that Six of Swords, we've got the King of Cups. So I just feel like you need some help and some nurturing at the moment, or coming up in the future, to help you move through these troubled waters. So once again, ask for help if you need it, and pick people that you know have capacity to help you, even if it's a small thing, even if it's just a really one-sided phone call where you say, look, I just need to vent, can I please just vent? And then that person will be like, yeah, sure, because you've named it. But if you just do it, it's going to probably feel a bit awkward, but and if you don't do it at all, that's not helpful. So the guidance of this card is to kind of name what assistance you need, what help you need, and ask for it. With that Happy Ever After Ten of Cups, beautiful, we've got this Six of Discs, which is about success and gain and material harmony. So things are going to come together on a material level, on a resource level, on a home front level. So yeah, good, amazing. That's all I got to say about that. And lastly, with the Justice card, we've got the Ten of Swords. So there is a little bit of mental obstruction that's going to need to be cleared up. This card's, it's quite an intense looking card. It's basically just letting something die that needs to die. It could be a thought pattern on loop that's just spinning. It could be a belief that you've, held inside of you for so long, it feels so real. It's almost like, I feel like with this happy ever after energy, this might be getting in the way as well. And what that can be is a protective mechanism that is trying to spare us from disappointment or the brunt of the world or things falling apart like they have before. And because that's on repeat now, it actually keeps us locked in a box. So letting that fall, letting that die, asking yourself, yeah, okay, things could go wrong, but things could actually go really amazing as well. And what would it be like to let that in? And that actually might be this transformation, and this new piece of information or knowledge that's going to come in is actually letting yourself crack open the sky a bit more about what's possible. And I think that relates to the Justice card, because this figure, in her power, she's quite objective. And so it's about stepping outside of the old stories and entering into a more clear, objective space where you can just more clearly evaluate what you want your future to look like. So it is a bit more of a strategic energy, but you're gonna have to move through some of this obstruction that's in the way around what you think you deserve. And I just ask myself sometimes when I get caught with that, I just think, well, it's my life. I'm the only one who can really judge it. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be on my deathbed and I'm going to be wondering, did I really live it fully? And so if you can bring in that energy into the present moment, it can sometimes give you some of this enthusiasm that you might be lacking. And it's a bit of a firecracker, like if not now, then when kind of energy. Awesome reading, water signs. It's showing, if you're going from stillness and maybe felt stagnation into transformation and things starting to cook. But in the middle, there's, there is that kind of like still point and going, oh, what's next, and embracing yourself. But overall, there's a lifting up kind of energy and a finding of more happiness and fulfillment and stability as well. So yeah, beautiful reading. Thanks for joining me. If you like this video, just hit the like button, just means it gets to more people. If anyone you know could do with some of this inspiration, then by all means share it. And if you've had a positive impact by this, or you do over the next 2 weeks, then please let me know. Awesome, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.